home again. So it was a big round-trip flight. But picks and bans are on the way. That's my story out the way. And Jat, well, we can see straight away, Lee Sin, Katarina, and Oriana being banned out. Because Katarina, of course, being banned out. But yeah, as you mentioned, Moscow 5, Maokai and Diana being banned out. What will their final ban be?
It's interesting that the Oriana ban came after the Diana ban. It's almost like they were ready to give up Oriana just so they could play Diana against it again. Really just Maokai, Diana. Moscow 5, these are almost fear bans, which is a dangerous habit to get into, but something you have to do eventually if you have trouble against champions. They end up banning Zyra because, I don't know about that, but like those 3 bans for Moscow 5 don't really take out much for Curse. That's mainly just things they're afraid of or bad at playing against.
See, that's available.
Yeah, the Zilean, if Curse can play it, it might be a good idea to pick it here. Because Moscow 5 is very comfortable running Zilean on Alex, with Alex mid.
So, first pick coming out for Curse. I don't think it's going to be Wukong. It's possible. Oh, they've locked in Zilean. And again, they're taking champions away from Moscow 5. Can they get away with it again?
It worked last time with Xin Zhao, and you can tell.
Bam, they wanted
really,
Xin Zhao.
They really like that champion. Yeah. And Nunu would make a lot of sense for them as well because Gosu Pepper loves Nunu. It's kind of back to basics. They're looking to win lanes. They're looking to play comfortable champions. And early on, that's pretty solid for them. Alex can play more things than just Zilean. He's not going to force himself into Oriana this time. He's probably going to try to play something he's much more comfortable on.
Do you think we're going to get a Kog'Maw come out here?
It wouldn't surprise me all that much, really, because Nunu Kog'Maw is really, really strong. It'll depend on what Curse picks here, because you don't really want to pick Kog'Maw if the other team has a really dive-heavy composition.
Well, they could go Ezreal Sona, and that would be a bit of a poke comp. There's no
and then you could probably pick Kog'Maw against that, and then do some lane swaps, because the Sona Ezreal would be probably a little too poke-heavy for Nunu. But with that, I think they'd be okay with a Kog'Maw, and that would make the most sense because it's like a Vayne, but longer range and seemingly more comfortable for Gensha.
Curse definitely having to think about this one. They've obviously took Zilean. They wanted to take it away. Corki kind of worked out for them last time. Wasn't overly carried, but Jax definitely worked out for them. Angus went super aggressive, dived in there so early. They blew everything on him, and they are going to be the 2 picks. So sticking with 2 of the picks from last match. This time with a Zilean, though. But again, you got the same sort of thing. You can speed up Jax, launch him in there with the bombs.
I mean, and this is kind of the thing that... This is, again, Curse using a Moscow 5 comp.
Yeah.
Right? Moscow 5 loves running Zilean Jax. They just love that combo so much. And this is really a question of whether Moscow 5 knows how to counter their own strategies. Because so much of what the game is today is what Moscow 5 made it. Right? Yeah. Because they were so dominant in Kiev and Hanover that everyone started emulating their strategies. The early invades... Just the way they play, the way they dive, the way they team fight, so much of it has been mimicked, and it's whether or not Moscow 5 can continue to adapt and evolve that strategy or perfect it, because Curse is literally just taking it right now, and if they outplay, then what's Moscow 5 going to do?
Well, we could see top lane. Let's see if Malphite gets locked in or not. We've seen McNoon playing a lot of Malphite lately. A lot of AP Malphite, actually, on that top lane. Not so much the...
Oh, there it is. There's the cog.
There is the cog. So, expected picks. Okay, so Malphite versus Jax, top lane.
It's actually a pretty good matchup for Malphite.
Because he's got the passive that just kind of counters it quite well.
Jax trades very well, but Malphite has the shield to counter the trade. Mana reliancy and attack speed, so Jax also has a lot of ramping threat, and you can take that immediately out with Malphite's ground slam. So that's more of you pick a Malphite to neutralize a Jax in the lane. You don't really stomp on top of him.
The pick's not real. No.
Yeah. And there's the Teemo chance again.
Freak would be
I want to say
now.
Eventually it's going to kick in, but
I think they'd lose their.
They already have.
They'd lose their stuff. I think is the political.
See, I would get really excited about the Victor pick because I love Victor so much, and I think he deserves to be in competitive play. But it is not today. Is not the thing we're going to get.
Today is not the day.
Yeah.
And it is going to probably be Skarner and Lulu. So Lulu Corki is the same as the last lane. We are seeing Skarner in the jungle this time because they've taken Xin Zhao away. So what is Alexis going to pick here? Against Zilean. Right. He's going to know how to play against Zilean.
Yeah, so he has his last pick here. The Diana is something that a lot of other people have picked, but that's obviously banned out. Ryze is something he used to play way back in the day and is actually pretty decent against that. But he's played a lot of Gragas, but without DFG, Gragas is not nearly as potent anymore. Eve is another thing he picked up before, and really that last patch must have hurt Moscow 5 a fair bit because they were relying a lot on that Evelynn and a lot on the DFG bursts. But if Alex wants to go full-on old-style comfort, it would be a Rise.
But that trade surely is not good because they both got to go in close for their damage. And honestly, the bombs generally win to start with.
Yeah. But you can build very early Negatron cloaks on Rise, so it's mainly kind of early stall out, which Alex would be more than comfortable doing, and then after that he just starts out trading. It's a bit dangerous going up against Skarner especially, but bam, that's right. This is a full comfort comp for Moscow 5.
This is old style Moscow 5. Yeah, this is going back a few months. This definitely is a tactic they've used a lot. So let's look across the team comps. Who are we going to favor with here? Taking away the fact that Curse just played amazingly well.
Yeah, I mean, team comp-wise, this is going to be really, really close because for Curse, they have the Zillion Jax, and Angus did so well on Jax. They also have the Peel. I mean, Jax can get so big in this combo with the Revive and with the Lulu ult. Creaton obviously having that Corki, which is fairly strong. That's actually a very balanced team composition. Jax is one of those kind of late-game hyper carries, and Zillion's someone who takes you through the early and mid-game, which is why that synergy works so well together. Then you look across at Moscow 5, and they also have kind of the same type of thing, but probably slightly better late game. Xin Zhao is another one of those kind of early game guys who gets things done for you, but then they have Nunu Cog, late game monsters, almost no combos synergizes better than that, and then Malphite to take down the enemy attack speed, plus Rise, really just ramping damage throughout the game. So I'd say late game Moscow 5 definitely has it, and again it's going to be on Curse. Whether Curse can take over the early game like they did last match and drive it through, because if they don't, I think Moscow 5 is going to be too comfortable and will be able to take this one.
Well, I mean, even if Maluna goes up that top lane, lands the Impale on Darien, he's pretty tanky. He can Unstoppable Force his way out of it as well. It's one of those things that we've seen quite use of. But then again, Angus can leap strike away from Xin Zhao unless he manages to really catch him out and get the full stun down.
I think he wants to see Skarner's runes.
I think he wants to see Skarner's runes.
Let's take a look at Maluna.
Yeah, go on then.
All right, Runes and Masteries for Maluna. Let's see what he's going down here. This is totally standard. 15% attack speed, 4.5% move speed, 13 armor, 24 magic resist. These are kind of the same runes you'd want to run on Udyr. These move speed are so important on move speed. It's all about getting your Impale. 0.21.9, that also makes a lot of sense. Really just making sure he's got that bladed armor in the jungle, the move speed Masteries. He went mana regen instead of swiftness, but that makes a bit of sense on Skarner because he's so mana reliant.
And that's his one and only mastery page?
Yeah, a lot of players actually like remaking mastery pages every single game for champions because it's actually fairly quick once you get used to it. So Diamond's Runes on the other side
if it doesn't do this is the rotating bowls. Yeah.
And he loves having these complex random rune pages, but he's got 17 armor pen, so he's got 1 armor pen quint going in there, 3% move speed instead of your 4.5%, but that's still all right. Then he's got flat armor and then a mix of armor of magic resist at 18 and magic resist blues. It looks like a lot of things, but it's still fairly standard. Then his mastery's going down. Will be 921 as well. So that's, it's not super surprising, but it makes sense on Xin. He already has that armor shred coming down from his passive Intimidate, so getting the armor shred as well is good for that. And just really standard jungle masteries for both these guys.
So, as you can see, Piri just has about enough IP there to buy his next champion. Anyone else you'd like to look at? Anything particular? I mean, maybe even Extinct on Zillion, maybe?
Yeah, I'd actually look at Alex.
Oh, okay.
Alex on the... We'll be able to get there.
Yeah.
All right, so Extinct really fast, obviously.
Straight AP.
Standard AP with mana regen.
Yep.
Yellows, and then Masteries are 21.9.
Standard, yep.
No real surprises, except, I mean, I guess not too much AP, but Alex is the one I'm curious about because sometimes Raz like to go mana. I want to see if he does move speed. He does do move speed, and he does do mana. So it's fairly defensive, but he's got mana, so he'd lose auto attack trades, but the move speed is very important on Rise. It's all about getting in range for your Rune Prison in all these situations. So you look at his Masteries as well. 921, Rises get to go utility because they don't care about the added AP from the offense tree, and they get to do these things. So he's got cooldown reduction, he's got some spell vamp coming through, and he's got, most importantly actually, the flash cooldown on everyone else. So if they do trade flashes or ignites, it's actually good for him.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you've just joined us, you can hear that Chat's voice is already dying. We're only 4 games in.
It's not going to be good.
It's the smoke, the dry ice. The dry ice is killing him, ladies and gentlemen. He can't handle it. It's nothing to do with the cold that he's got already. It comes over here, brings his germs, and dies on stream.
Yep.
You could see this. If you stay tuned for the whole session, you may actually see Jat die on stream. It's entirely possible.
Or at least mute myself.
You could go my way of CLG Moscow 5. You could go that way. You mute yourself. Just go mute.
No, I mean, my voice won't be able to break through.
But when's your next event? When do you got? You got some IPL 5?
IPL 5.
Okay, so
I got time to recover. I mean, I'm going to go all out for this one.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Yeah, I'm not going to hold back.
You're going to go blow out with a bag.
Yep.
Let's hope it's not a bag. So,
yeah.
Just Keel's off. So
go out with a crack.
Go out with a crackle. Moscow 5 versus Curse.eu here at the tails of the lane. It is the semi-finals, of course. The online qualifiers were played out. The 2 group stages. Group B, both these teams came from, and Moscow 5 topping out that group. Curse actually squeaked through 3rd, if I recall. It was a pretty tight group. If memory serves correctly, Meet Your Makers kind of lost out. I think it was the ones that were very close in it. But if you have just joined us, a very loud ping goes down, and Curse.eu are as the blue team, Moscow 5 or M5 BenQ, whichever you'd like to refer to them as the red team. They are 1-0. It actually says 1-1 in the scores. That's incorrect. It is 1-0 currently to Curse.eu. Maybe it will be 1-1. Maybe there's a telltale sign, but we are looking like to see a possible level 1 fight. See if anything's going to come out. We are seeing a random vibrating cheat. Shell comes out there as he vibrates. Honestly, in terms of level 1 fights, it's looking like both teams kind of want to make it here. Moscow 5 are set off, and Moscow 5, they were the original. I wouldn't say original because they only came into it late into sort of season 2, midway into season 2, but they've definitely coined the cheat. Oh, hello, they could go for this one, and Moscow 5 are ready and waiting for it. They're going to go straight into the bush, and they're going to go straight for the exchange. It's Anguish managed to catch the stun down on everyone, but there's a lot of damage going back on towards Curse here. Moscow 5 going to go pick up the first blood here. No, Anguish is taken very low. The exhaust goes down. He presses now, goes to Pepper's the one. Oh, but that's going to be a pickup. Alex Inch got the kill. Genja's going to get dropped there. That's a double kill for Skarner. Maluna picking clean in house here. Diamond Prox is also in problem. Diamond Prox is trying to desperately run away from this one. He may have escaped the damage. It was a 2-for-2 trade. Oh, they're going to go enough. Is it going to bomb?
Is that going to be enough? No, I don't think so.
No, not quite enough. Extinct didn't pick it up, but it was a double kill for Maluna. That's a jungler picking up the kills. It was a double kill for Alex Ich, though. So a trade there and first blood for Alex Ich. Alex Ich going back, buying a Ruby Crystal, buying a bunch of wards, buying a bunch of health pots and mana pots there, and across the board. How do you even break that one down?
This is actually an advantage for Moscow 5, I'd have to say. Skarner doesn't really get use of that gold until he hits level 6, really, because that's when his ganks start taking off, but Alex can get that right away. Getting that early health crystal is going to help him so much, trading back and forth with those bombs in mid lane. So, first level action we've seen in forever. They finally clashed in. We knew those deep wards always came, so they knew they were going to go in for a deep ward and baited that fight so expertly, but then, you know, Skarner double kill.
Well, we saw SK doing the same thing as well. It didn't quite work out for them because Eclipse didn't go in there. And then we saw Eclipse being ultra aggressive. Gosu Pepper being caught out by Super A's there. Doesn't want to go for that exchange. Meanwhile, you can see Diamond Prox picking up that red buff. So they didn't even pick anything up, really, from that. Kraton, meanwhile, is getting a little bit of damage back and forth to him. Glitterland's going out on towards Gosu Pepper. And they are forced back. So, Jat, as we look down towards the bottom lane, actually, there's a bit of an exchange going down there. Darien getting forced from Anguish. So the lane's completely changing positions, but we still have the 2-for-2 and the 1-for-1. Let's have a look down this bottom lane. Anguish versus Darien.
So Darien on Malphite should be able to shut down a lot of Anguish's trading potential. Hopefully they stop Jax from running away from this one. It's more of a trade lane. Darien can't really kill Anguish with the mana he has. He can mainly just stop himself from getting killed. And the early level 2 to Anguish is going to allow him to get... Oh, never mind. They both at level 2 at the same time. Yeah, that's going to be, I think, an even lane unless the junglers come and change things. And with Maluna sitting right on top of ward, Darien's not going to be going anywhere anytime soon. But they might try a counter gank here. They did not see Xin Zhao come down there. And Darien might play possum here and hope Anguish jumps on him.
Yeah, because they definitely saw Maluna go around. They went straight across one of those wards in that tri-bush. But Darien just continuing to play possum.
Yeah,
like
they're baiting it in.
They're trying to bait it in there. Are they realizing it?
That was a very obvious play by Darien.
But they haven't backed away from it. Instead, he's going aggressive on towards him.
They know.
Yeah, he's like, no, I'm going to pull you towards Maluna. And well, Diamond Prox is staying there. He's not backed off yet. And they're like, okay, we can... Okay, so it looks like they are going to maybe think about the fight. No, he's backed off. He's backed off. He doesn't want a piece of it. Maluna has stayed, though. So this is actually dangerous territory for Darien. And he's realized it. I don't want to get too involved in this. Instead, they've obviously realized that he is down in that jungle. Yeah, they pinged it. They've pinged it. They're pretty much sure that he's there. So they're going to take the race.
And Darien's just got to be really careful. You know sometimes he wants to sneak up that extra inch.
Mid lane, he's going in towards it, on towards Extinct. Instead, he rushes away. So now they know Diamond is not there. They know that Diamond is not there. See if they manage to follow it off. Maluna's losing a lot here and actually staling the experience. He's higher level than Anguish right now.
And that could be another thing that tips him off, knowing he's in that brush. If he hits level 4 that much before Anguish, he'll realize that Maluna was in that brush, getting XP the whole time.
Back again.
The trouble with this, though, is if they can keep the lane here, Malphite will fall behind because he's going to get denied here. Anguish can just hold it there, and as long as Bluno maintains threat, Darien can never go in for experience.
Because he's got no idea that he's gone. Yeah, but he won't know that right now. No. He's just staying so cautious. They're just waiting for him to show each other. They see Lulu going across the ward there. And actually the top lane, Corki Cogmore is pretty close right now. That's not good news for Corki.
They need to be able to win that lane early, especially against Nunu Cog, because even at level 5 is when Nunu Cog starts getting crazy, and it's just a matter of... And they did poke him down fairly well here, and the wave is pushing against him, so Genji's in trouble, to be fair. They're
going aggressive. Is he going to be enough? Tries to get the armor shred down on him. Ghostly Pepper's forcing him back. You can see Genji's going to go back. Meanwhile, they all do catch out towards Diamond Proxy, passes over that ward. Maluna was there, but again, they avoid the damage. Alex and Extinct were both coming up from the mid lane. But again, as soon as they saw Skarner there, look at the bottom lane. Darien going full-on aggressive. As soon as he knew he was gone, he was like, okay, I can fight this one. He's got a massive creep wave here. Angus has got to be careful. That creep wave is going to do a lot of damage to him. He's trying to go for the exchange, puts the ignite back. Darien just gets forced back, but stays in the lane. Is not having any puts that ground slam down and continues the fight. Very ballsy stuff between both lanes.
Trying to keep it even. The big thing with Darien there is he was making sure he could get the wave into the turret because he did not want Angus to be able to deny him. Being up that far in the bottom lane, especially with no wards, is super dangerous. And especially now that Maluno is essentially unknown because he's been off the map for long enough, he could very well be on his way down as far as Darien knows. So he's got to be really careful not to get this lane unfrozen.
Alex Sinch actually winning out the farm in that top lane. Meanwhile, you can see in that tri-bush, here comes Diamond Prox. He's going to go for it, and Anguish is low enough that they could catch it, and he's going to get the stun because he's already used the flash up. Dodges out of the way, but gets the knock. Is it going to be enough? They've not got an ignite. They're going to try and use it. Darien's gone deep. Going for Diamond Prox. Diamond Prox goes down. Darien in trouble now. The ping's going down immediately. Extinct's going to return. Extinct needs to get back here. Actually, that was a turret death.
Yeah, and Darien, if he stalls long enough, might be able to outrun him into that turret. Let's go back to the bottom. We need to see if Skarner gets on him before he can get himself executed.
Needs to get one hit. He's just got to slow down. Is it going to be enough?
Oh, did he get him?
He flashed. He got the hit. He got the hit. He got one hit.
Yeah, he got him.
Yeah, he flashed and got the one hit on. And Maluna having to use it because that would have been a turret death. Yeah, that would have been a double turret death. So that actually still worked out well in their favour.
And all 3 kills being down onto Skarner isn't the best thing.
It was long enough to avoid the assist as well for Jax.
Yes, it was. Jax was dead for more than 15 seconds, so that assist goes by the wayside. And oh man, now they're back on top lane.
Super as Genji going returning to that top lane. Wow, okay, they're going to dive on towards it. Creaton's just going to turn this one around, put the pressure back on towards Gosu Pepper and Genji. Gosu Pepper has to avoid the damage here. The ignite goes down. This might be enough to finish off Gosu Pepper. Tries to put the one last hit. Not enough and backs away. That's very cautious middle lane. Meanwhile, now you can see Alex Six putting the pressure down. Extinct backs away, spots Maluno. Farm-wise in this mid, very even. Bottom lane is a huge farm advantage still for Jax, though.
And the thing is, Extinct's got to put his pressure on that lane right away. Getting the 2 early kills on Alex is big trouble. The fact that he's gotten a tier of the Goddess this early really speaks well for how good he's going to be late game. And oh man, Genji's got to be in real trouble here. They're just going to try to dive onto him.
Have they got enough? He does use flash out. Super as he realized that Creaton could have put more damage down. Alex Sitch is making his way up that bush, so is there a ward there? There's not. Oh, there was. There's a tri-bush
it's there.
Yeah. So, back down this bottom lane. It's a 20 CS difference already. Heart of Gold picked up. Not much longer in the world, but it's being used right now. We are on the Elise patch. We are actually on live servers here. It's a ballsy move by Tails of the Lane going on the live server. Tournament round was available, but they chose, the teams actually were given the decision, do you want to be an Elise or do you want to be on Kha'Zix? And it was Elise they went for. The cheers for the ward kills still coming out, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it is 3-3, all square, very aggressive match. And Darien actually just went back. He bought a straight giant spell. He didn't go for a Heart of Gold or anything like that. So actually the same hit points pretty much. Heart of Gold, Ruby Crystal.
It's pretty close because Heart of Gold's 200, Ruby Crystal 180, Giant Spell being 440. So real close there. He likes doing that. He loves rushing Giant Spell in lanes. Early health is quite effective. Alex about to pick up the blue buff here on Rise, and that's going to be dangerous.
Where is Darien going? Where is Darien going? He was just checking Dragon, I think, or was looking towards maybe doing Dragons. Maluno came straight around there, nearly pincered him off. And look at that. You can see Extinct heading towards the top. He get pinged straight out, though, and I think he's realized that Alex is just going to shove his lane if he goes up there. Genji really is being pressured on this top lane, though. I mean, the farm actually is still pretty close, though.
But I feel like the experience is going to start going away. Like, they're both still level 6. No, they're actually dead even on experience as well, so they're really doing quite a good job, despite having to shop so much, just keeping up in that lane. And Alex, Alex is going to be the carry for them in this game if they do it right.
Okay, we've got Genja's going down the mid at the moment. Genja is coming up the mid. Let's see where he's going to go with this one. Are they going to go for a dragon? Yes, it looks like it's going to be a dragon attempt by Moscow 5 here. They're starting to position for it. Meanwhile, down the bottom, they're going to go for Darien. Darien doesn't want to use Unstoppable Force, but will have to get forced into it. And that is not going to be available for this dragon fight, which is immediately... Moscow 5 look like they're going to react to it. They're going to go for mid. They're going to go for mid lane. They're going to try and get on towards Extinct. You can see Genja's getting in position. Extinct is going to be very slippery here. And
they need to just go for the dragon, because as soon as they show that their AD carry in support of went bottom for dragon, the ward gets killed and the fans go off. It's just, they need to go immediately because Curse is going to respawn and they are going to come down. So
they've just passed straight over the ward there, and Alex is going to be well aware of the position. They don't really have the damage going down here. Alex has been pincered off. Alex is very low on health here. This has forced them into a bit of a dangerous situation, Moscow 5. You can see Maluna trying to get in there. They don't want to take it in towards smite range. Darien doesn't have Unstoppable Force, remember. He's been impaled. They're going to pull him back. Meanwhile, they're jumping on towards Diamond Prox. Diamond Prox goes aggressive. Zillion Ultimate had to be used. Diamond Prox is going to get dropped. Diamond Prox goes down. Darien is going to get dropped as well. Curse coming out on top of this fight once again because they managed to get into it. Creaton jumping on Alex there. Alex turned the kill around, but that's going to be one down. Curse.eu Pepper's going to go down. It's a 4-for-1 exchange. That has backfired horrendously for Moscow 5. And there it is, and they didn't even get the dragon out of it. Curse can pick up the dragon. That was a horrible, horrible move by Moscow 5.
Moscow 5 just looks so indecisive. Normally when they go down for dragon, it's immediate, it's fast, it's quick, and that was just back and forth. They didn't really know if they wanted to do the dragon or if they wanted to fight. They got low from the dragon. Alex got poked down in mid. They gave Creaton a long time to run down through the river and stop that. And they just walked themselves into a losing fight, getting 4-2 and giving up a dragon. Puts themselves in the same hole they were in game 1. They do have the better late game. If they can stall it, they'll still be okay. But this looks like it might be the same story as before.
And I feel that was all about Darien having to use that Unstoppable Force in the bottom. If he had that available, instead of Impale, he doesn't mind, you can impale me because I'm going to Unstoppable Force your whole lot when you pull me into it, because everybody just closes on that impale. But the fact that he didn't have it available...
To be fair, though, he's still got in the middle of the team and he's still got a ground slam on 3 of them, so he got all the attack speed off, and they put Malphite in the fight.
Would be a full-on interrupt.
Yeah. I mean, the impale... You mean the Malphite ultimate?
The Unstoppable Force, yeah.
Yeah, that obviously would have been substantially better, but...
It seems to me, as soon as they used it, since they had to be forced into using it, they should have just abandoned it.
It was just a matter of probably an overcall. They're trying to keep things together. Let's hear this. Something's going on.
This French are crazy. I don't know, they're like zooming in on something. I think it's zooming on Ward's being killed. It seems to be. What on earth? I just looked around at the camera. My God. Who knows what happens in these countries. So, 7-4 currently, Curse with the lead. And a 3k lead. It's Noir that's getting excited. I can hear him cheering away. It's going to be absolute zero on towards Angus. They've tried to switch the lanes around. Now Diamond Prox comes in. He does manage to leap strike across there, but he's going to get the knockup from Diamond Prox. There we do, but he's had to back away. Extinct comes straight up there. Maluna's going to come up. Maluna, with Impale available, has to back off, though. And they do try and go for this one. As it is, Alex Sitch was trying to get in position as well. So the lane swaps come in here, Jat. How is this going to favour out? Because Darien had fell behind in CS. He's still kind of up there. But this lane surely now favours the bottom lane of Creaton.
It really does, and it's a matter of Darien, again, just being stuck in his turret. The big thing that happened there, though, is 1-0-5 on Creaton after that big fight to 0-1-3 on Genja's Kog'Maw, so they were keeping up okay. But then with the added lane swaps, with them roaming bottom early, there was a wave or two that Creaton got, and then they still won the fight. So this is actually 3 of the 4 teams you've actually seen go Ninja Tabiano 80 carries.
I don't even know.
Nope. No, totally lost.
Totally lost on that one. The French are getting excited here, ladies and gentlemen. And why not? It is their tournament. Crowd-funded as well. Everybody here, everybody in attendance has basically paid for this tournament to happen.
It's true. It's pretty awesome.
It's pretty awesome, and it's the way it works. And anyone that's at home watching this one, if you're not in HD, then you've not crowd-funded this tournament. You know, everybody that has HD has basically paid for this tournament to happen right now, paid for us to be here as well.
Yep, thank you.
So thank you very much, everyone that is watching that has it in HD. Anyone that's complaining or anyone that's just streaming, you are a scumbag. right there. That's going to be that's a quote that's going to come out straight away. There is a stacking going on at the top here. We can see Maluno actually sneaking in towards that bush, so potentially impale on towards Genja here maybe, or Gosu Pepper. Either will be a viable target. They're going to get a Glitz Lance. They're going to put a lot of pressure on towards Gosu Pepper. They're trying to bait them to go aggressive here, and actually Creaton didn't come out so well here. Oh, Gosu Pepper's about to walk into it. Gets the impale straight on towards him. Is he going to have the flash away? No, he's not. He's going to get dropped. He actually, did he just use the flash? I'm going to look towards it.
No. There is no
not
point.
Available.
He would have died.
Not available anyway.
Even if it was available, he would have been gone. Getting flash halted like that by Skarner is one of the strengths. And now 5-1 and 2 on Maluno. He got those GP10 items very early. He's got the Mercury Treads as well. Yikes. This is real trouble for Moscow 5. They're already down 1-0. This could very well be a 2-0 for Curse if they keep up the pressure here, because I think Maluno has an Oracle. No, he's yet to pick up an Oracles on Skarner, but once Super Ace has the Oracles instead on Lulu up in the top lane, taking down the first turret. Now that they've done that.
And actually the switch has kind of worked out massively in the favor of Creaton, because he's just shot ahead of Genja, because they were pretty even in farm, but he has just shot ahead since that team fight, since that big fight they lost at the Dragon, which is still a very, very dangerous fight to happen. It could turn the game either way. As it is at the moment, we're seeing Extinct getting dived on, but that was not very well coordinated.
And here comes Curse.
And there's going to be Zillion ultimate used, and he's just going to walk away from this one. He puts the double bomb down. It's not going to be enough. They're going to try and turn it on towards Creaton, but the bombs are hitting everyone, and that's going to be a turnaround, a double kill as well. And Creaton picks up one. Maluno picks up another. Creaton's going to get Diamond Procs as well. He's not going to be able to escape this one. He's going to turn it around, but the bomb is going to finish him off. Extinct picks up the kill, and wow, Curse are in domination mode right now, and again, it's the jungler. This jungler in the second game. 6-1 for Maluno. They're going to take this middle turret. Moscow 5 are in desperate trouble.
And Curse is countering everything Moscow 5 tries to do. They force the Dragon. The delayed collapse by Curse shut that down. And then they just try the gank in the middle here, and again, they just collapse down from the back. There was no Genja in that fight. That was all the members of Curse collapsing down. 2 turrets off the back of that. 3-0 turrets, 11-4 kills, and this is a bigger gold advantage than they had at almost any point in the first game. This is huge for Curse. They could very well 2-0 Moscow 5 here.
What an upset that could be. We've already seen Eclipse here absolutely dominating SK Gaming. We could see Curse dominating Moscow 5. These are 2 results most people would not have called. Curse certainly have been there or thereabouts for a long time, knocking on the door.
They've been so close to breaking into the top of the European scene. They seem to just always do just enough to barely lose in a lot of these games, and maybe they've turned a corner. They were really hyped to come into this tournament. You could see their manager say they've never been playing this well. Even Eclipsia thought Curse had a pretty good chance against Moscow 5 here, and Eclipsia was actually more fearful of Moscow 5 than playing against Curse. So clearly Moscow 5 is still extremely well respected. They boot camped before this, and right now they're just getting crushed.
They are getting absolutely crushed. 11-4, and like you say, it's a 8k goal difference almost. As soon as they pick this Dragon up, it definitely will be. Here comes, Extinct putting a couple of bombs on towards Darien just off screen there, and they do continue to dominate. Meanwhile, Genja, let's have a look at the top lane. You can see Genja going to go down any second now. He's going to be picked apart by Creaton. Creaton picks it up. They pick the Dragon up. Straight 1-for-1 exchange. Creaton not even losing any health in that exchange.
Completely caught Genja out of position. You can see he's just not even close. It's a Trinity Force versus triple Dorans. It's not even
not a fair
contest. That is not even something Genja could think about fighting. And now, look at this 9,000 gold and a dead member on Moscow 5. They're just going to roll up to the top lane here. They know that Darien was bottom lane, pick up another free turret or 2.
Yeah, and they can just keep on steamrolling through. Moscow 5 are going to really have troubles. They've got nothing that can really stall out the lanes either.
It's going to be really, because Ryze is so much of a head champion. Genja can maybe AoE them down. Other than that, everyone has to pretty much get right up next to the lanes to push them back. This isn't your typical stalling comp for Moscow 5. They pretty much have to win a team fight if they want to make it back into this, but they're down 50% gold. You don't really win team fights in these situations that often. Curse might just look to force a fight at Baron or even just take it, because they are really powerful right now, especially with all the big items they just hit. Double Trinity Force, Aegis of the Legion. The Athene's Unholy Grail has been completed on a Zillion as well. You can see there's probably a Zeke's Herald or Shirelli's Revelry coming pretty soon for Super A's. He actually rushed the Oracles, which is an interesting choice, and he allowed Maluno to get bigger and bigger. So that's a very, very tanky Skarner right now if they decide to do any kind of turret diving, which they very well might, seeing as how ahead they are right now.
And Moscow 5, the only complete item they've got is a Sunfire Cape. across the entire team, that is just the one item they've got that is complete. That is a long way behind. You can see the BF sword just been picked up by Genja, but honestly, they are in trouble. The Moscow 5 are in desperate, desperate trouble. And Darien now going to get it picked off. He thinks he's being sneaky. He thinks he's going to defend this turret, but
no way.
The rest of Curse are already collapsing around him.
He's got flash ult. He's got to use that to get away, but he's going to go right into more members. He's dead.
He's dead. He is a dead man. The bombs are going to go off on his head. Uses the unstoppable force. Tries to take Creaton down. Is it going to be enough? No. He already gets away with it. Creaton saves himself and then just walks away. He had the Zillion ulti already on him as well, so he was not going to die because he would have been saved by Extinct. But that is another turret down. It is 5-0 in turrets here. Curse Gaming looking incredibly strong here in the second semi-finals. Could they be facing Eclipse here? It is looking very likely right now, Jab.
And with this creep wave coming through, even though they burned the Zillion ult, there's just no fear from them right now because Moscow 5 hasn't built up any threats. This was another game so far where they had the better late game comp, but they just got jumped on early on by Curse, and specifically in this one, the 2-0 Skarner from level 1 versus the 2-0 Alex, just which one had more impact? It was easily Skarner and Maluno and the jungle.
This is going to be the most unhappiest third, fourth place player I think I've ever seen. Both teams potentially being 2-0'd here. SK Gaming already annoyed about the fact they did get 2-0'd. Moscow 5 are not going to be happy about this one.
I mean, a 2-0 between Moscow 5 and the SK, a lot of people coming into this tournament thought that would be the finals.
That would be the finals.
So, almost
it shows how much that the European scene is actually growing and developing. They're starting to catch up. They're starting to pull themselves back into there. You know, we've seen players talk about how strong the European scene is, the depth of the European scene. Now we're starting to see it. Curse and Eclipse are starting to come into their own there. Creator getting spotted out by that ward. Goes through Pepper, effectively saving Diamond Proxy's their life there.
And on top of the 11,000 gold advantage, they also have double aura items on top of Moscow 5. Zeke's Herald almost rushed by Super Ace. He didn't even get 2 GP10 items. Then also, Aegis of Legion has been completed on Maluno for a while, so they're just going to force this Baron immediately. They saw Darren as bottom lane. If Moscow 5 wants to come and fight, Curse can easily take a fight on, even if Baron gets them kind of low. M5 needs a miracle at this point. They need Diamond Prox to steal this. They see the wards are in there. They might actually peel off. I feel like they should have just went for it, but they're going to charge in for a fight. They might be able to catch.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to get through that Void Ooze, though. They're not going to be able to chase down a Genja. As it is, that ward pays dividends. So many times that one singular ward in that one spot can pay so much. They can see Moscow 5 starting to gather up. Moscow 5 have to fight for this, I feel. But I just don't think... Oh, double warding, that's a dangerous moment straight away. They have to go in for this one. Are they going to try and peel for it? No, Curse have peeled off. They're going to go around the side there. You can see Darien tries to slow things down. It's absolute zero, but it's impaled on towards Darien. He's got Unstoppable Force still available. He's got to use it. No, he didn't. Instead, he used it to get away. He hasn't used Unstoppable Force right now. The Lulu Ultimate towards Anguish causes problems, and that's going to be Alex Is going down. Goes to Pep again and jumps on just down the bottom of your screen. There you go. That's going to be Diamond Prox getting dropped as well. And that was a 2-for-0 exchange. Darien actually survived there. Still has Unstoppable Force. Didn't even use it.
He just ended up kind of walking out of the fight. They were trying to maybe hope Curse overdive them. This is a slight bit of a stall, but losing 2 members to stop the Baron probably isn't worth it unless they can pull something else out here. They're mainly just giving up that inhibitor turret because Curse 4 strong, pushing it straight down.
They will just go straight through the middle here. And Moscow 5, well, Genja's still on that top lane. If he doesn't turn around, they may just continue straight through. They are going to have Alex and Diamond Prox respawning.
They're going to have to back off after this.
They will back off. There's the inhibitor going down. And back they go with a huge gold lead. 13,000 gold, 15-4. Curse.eu looking very strong. Is this their time to shine? Can they go ahead of Eclipsia in the finals? And honestly, just take them on. This is both of the teams. They're going to get a moment of glory that they've not had.
It was so unexpected. I think everyone coming into this tournament probably had their eyes on Moscow 5. So for Curse, everyone did. I did. Yeah. I did as well. And it's a matter of, it's actually kind of funny how, or unfortunate, Moscow 5 almost having the crowd behind them for one of the first times ever and get crushed by Curse in kind of 2 games in a row, unless they can turn it around.
Darian's
but this looks like trouble.
Darian's caught out. He's going to get slowed by Extinct now. They're going to try and put a...
He's going to have to use his ult.
He's going to have to use his ult, but it's not going to be enough because Angus still hadn't leap strikes there. That was actually miscalculated by Darian there, but it was just baiting it out, and Darian gets killed one more time, 1-5-2.
That was not a max range ult by Darien. I feel like he got caught a bit on the wall there and stopped short. And now that it's a 5v4, especially with no Malphite ult, they're just going to go straight for this Baron. They know there's wards in there. They're going to clear them out. But I see them just forcing down on this and just going for it because Moscow 5 is going to have to either try a miracle contest or just give up the Baron.
They give it up. They're not even coming for it unless Genji can maybe fire an ulti and just get an absolute fluke of a shot. It is not going to happen. The gold across the board, you can see just it completely extending. Everybody on Curse way ahead. And in terms of items, we are miles ahead as well. So Moscow 5 are in trouble. 6-1-6 on Maluna. Maluna really started off well here. Remember, they had that double kill at the start. 5-0-9 Creaton. Creaton, the switch between Zinok and Slepper seems to have worked for Curse. And Super Az and Creaton making the difference here for Curse. 5-0-9. The whole team just seems to be playing so well. Such a good meshed unit. Like you said, they were counter-attacking everything Moscow 5 tried. Curse were counter-attacking it.
They haven't really made a mistake in almost either of these two games. They've played so solid and really just counter Moscow 5's aggression. They are very familiar with each other, and it really just seems like this is an extension of that, because every move Moscow 5 wanted to make just got turned around, and now with that extended open inhibitor, this is a great way of flanking around. Moscow 5, as we said earlier, doesn't have wave clear, so it's very easy for them to siege down these turrets and look for a fight right here.
There's a huge stack also building on the bottom. Someone's going to have to deal with that. Genji's trying to deal with the super minions coming up the middle, and now Curse find the opportunity to get on the turret. Angus causes himself all sorts of problems, causing them problems, jumping all over them. Alex X might even just get dropped. In a 1v4, Angus still picked up the kill. Absolute Zero coming out from Gosu, but he's nowhere near got the damage. He is just the support man. Extinct puts the bomb down. Corki picks that kill up. Gonna pick up another one. Creaton just walking through. He's now 7-0-10. Make that 8-0-10. No! Lulu picked it up. Lulu picked it up. Creaton's going to avoid that Kog'Maw. He didn't even try and go for it. He went for Extinct. Instead, it's going to go straight towards the turrets. Not sure they've quite got enough to take down the Nexus turrets here, because two members are very low. But honestly, this has been an absolute one-sided performance from Curse.eu.
Well, they do have the Baron regen. They might be able to just crush down on this. And yeah, Diamond's gonna maybe try to go on and kill, but he's so low, these turrets are just falling down. This has been a total stomp by Curse.
Curse.eu stomping their way to victory. It's 25, and it's 26 minutes, 30 seconds in. Then Nexus goes down. It's 2-0 Curse.eu.